Matt, Jeff said he paid for one of my tickets on him, $100, so put me down at his expense. Appreciate you.
I would do that, but I'm pretty sure that's against UIL rules.
Yeah. He said you might say that, and he said he'd do it if you do enough and have it.
Well, I got one hand, so I probably won't do that. It's always if I can speak, privilege to speak to you guys. I always, one of my favorite groups to come to. Certain people just brighten up the whole day in this group, and some don't. Before we get any started,
Look at you, Jeff.
I've asked, a lot of you said something about my hand, and no, I didn't hit it over an official's helmet or head. If you knew his sister, you'll probably know why my hand's this way, so we'll just leave it at that. Not very happy with one person in here, but everybody's thinking, who's he not happy with? Mr. Dunham over here has done my stats ever since I came, so if we have a bad year, we're going to blame Rick on this because he's taken a leave of absence. No, and I know you really want to, so maybe we'll get it worked out and your wife get tired of him, she'll kick you out of the stands.
I'll be back. She'll get tired of me sitting by her.
He does a tremendous job for me as far as, I could walk up to him in the third quarter and I could say, what's the yardage on so-and-so? And he'd tell me immediately. And then if I was really mad, I said, hey, what's the score? Just a second, I'll get that for you. We're going to miss you dearly, and but you're always welcome to come down whenever. Okay?
I'll be back.
Anyway, a little bit about the year. People say, oh, you're not going to have a very good team, you're going to be down. You have two choices. You can accept that, or you can say, we're going to take what we got, and we're going to go on with it. And that's what we're going to do. We don't make excuses until a district, well, really, until a state title is taken away from us. That's our goal. Number one. Every team in the state should start with that. If they're not, then they're not a very good team. So until that's taken away, that's what we're shooting for. When that's taken away, well, that won't be taken away for a while. I always want to win a district title. Nowadays, people don't put much stock into those. We do. We came very, very close last year. Poor coaching. Should have got it done. That's the way I take it, because we ended up tying Perryton, which that's a dirty word for most of us. Anybody from Perryton in here? I'm sorry. If you are, good place to be from. Anyway, we got a co-district title in 1983. I think it was 83, 82. 82. We were trying to beat them. 1979 was the last outright district title, and y'all heard me preach that many times. Well, that's still available. That's what we shoot for. But more important, what everybody don't realize, and I know the playoffs, you might say, well, you made the playoffs so many years. Yeah. If you don't make the playoffs, then you're not going to get that opportunity to go get that state championship. So that's why we always put the most emphasis, number one, to get in the playoffs. Because if you don't get in the playoffs and you're staying home, you have no opportunity to further yourself. And people are going to say, well, what do you have back? What do you have missing? We have probably the least amount of young men back that we've ever had since I've been here. And so be it. No excuses. We feel like we've got two great running backs. We've got a sophomore kid named Connor Smith that we feel like can step up and do a tremendous job on both sides of the ball. If Coach Reed can get the line going in the right direction, I'll put him on the spot when we have questions. We'll let him answer a few of those. That's where I'm not going to say we're weak at. That's where we don't have the experience at. And the reason I point at him a lot, because ever since we've been here, he's had a young man in the program. And most of the young men that he's had are big young men. The last one was what, 6'3", 270, 280? We don't have any of those. We're just hitting a little flat area where we don't have the bigger kid, and so, you know, we blame Coach Reed on that because he's got 10 kids, but you know, I guess he needed a break, and now he's got a couple of girls that are going to be here. So overall, our line just needs to get experience. That's what we need. And Friday night is where we start. We'll go to Fritch, and to be honest with you, I'll be very disappointed if we don't win the game. That's our expectation, to go out and win that game. But what we need to do is gain a lot of experience in the process. And by the time you hit district, that's what you're expecting. For the first time in many, many, many years since I've been here, I've had to hire 7 new coaches. I always preach stability when I come here. Stability is the mainstay of anything that you do. Dalhart, stability. Whether it's in the banking business or in your case, golfing. Did you not golf? Was he at work? Did he work
Just
before we?
showed up today.
Today. Okay. So we don't have stability in the bank right now, but that's okay. Stability goes a long way. I still feel like we have great stability. We have new leadership in our school. It's a change. Change is good. We need change. And we're looking for the excitement of that. But back to the 7 new people that I have. I have a new boys basketball coach. We had one last year. I've never had one. And you're going to say, well, why'd you only have it for 1 year? I don't know. Maybe Coach Reed ran him off or something. He was only here 1 year, but that's okay. I brought in a young man that is the oldest coach on staff now, which makes me feel better. Because I was the oldest man on staff. So I brought in a person that's a little bit older, so he's going to have a lot of experience to bring. There's nothing wrong with the guy we had last year. He was just a lot younger. Let's go with a little older experience and see what happens. Second one that we bring in, it's going to be a linebacker coach, is John Quinn. I don't know if y'all know who John Quinn is. He played for me 4 or 5 years ago, was a tremendous young man. Walt is his dad. But anytime you can get a local to come back to Dalhart, that's what you want. And this young man, he's ready to go. I remember many highlights that he occurred. He's going to take it to the football field through coaching now, and he'll be a tremendous asset. Had to pick up another one, a receivers coach. His name's Keith Malden. The only problem is he's from Bushland. Another one, Anthony Mendoni. You thought Coach Reed was the biggest guy? He's not. This guy, again, how big is he?
6'3", 315.
So, and I'll still take Coach Reed as my bodyguard. He spent 5 years in Dumas. That would be another drawback, but that's okay. The one that I wanted to brag about a little bit was a guy that was here in 1997 to 2000. And if any of y'all were in here, his name is Chris Christopher. He coached here, and anytime that a coach comes back, that ought to tell you, number one, the community must have liked him. Number two, he probably did a pretty good job. Does anybody remember him? If it was bad, don't tell me. Okay. Another one, Anthony Mariscal, junior high, Hereford product. Hereford's put up a lot of good football. Had nothing but praise. And then, of course, we have a new girls basketball coach. But I guarantee you, no, I can't guarantee anything in this business. If Rodney will not run them off, hopefully he'll be here for a long stay, and I have a lot of faith in this young man. He's been in the Tahoka, Anton. It's been very successful. Again, put your hand down, we're not asking questions. He's from Dumas, and when I named every one of these, this Kent Morrison, I forgot to say, he was at Paladura, he's at Dimmitt, he was at River Road where Coach graduated from. Every one of these are panhandle people. That's what you want. They know what panhandle is like. They know what this area is and the type of kids that we produce and put out. Do you really have a question? I didn't mean to cut you.
I don't like change.
I do not like change. I like stability. And I talked a little bit about stability. I do have 4 coaches that started this whole process, and they're still here. Coach Reed being one of them, myself being one of them, Coach Merger being one of them, and Coach Jackson. I don't think there's a soul left. But they stayed, the whole original group stayed 5 years. So what more could you ask?
Some of those original ones have moved up into administration.
That they have, you know, Trevor has, might be 1 or 2 more, but they stayed in the area. So that's a tremendous thing. A little plug. I'll talk a little bit about junior high first of all. You know, last year we had a few down people. Not down, we had less numbers. Our 8th grade is currently filled in about 48 young men. Last year we were at 36, I think. And if anybody would love to come out, because I'm real short-handed, and help with the 7th grade, we're taking volunteers. There's almost 60 of them. That's 60, and there's 3 coaches, and I don't have the luxury of sending any high school down there, coaches down there at that time, because our freshmen are going on at that same time. So if you've ever had a 7th grader, or been around 7th grade, or seem to have 7th grade, or if you have one in there, trying to teach them to put their pants on and their pads on. You know, we started Monday, and I don't know if we've been outside yet. So, it's a really scary thing. So we'll take all the help we can get, but you know, 58, that's the most we've ever had. I think we had 52 once. So the class is really big, I guess. I don't know, do you even know how big that class is by any chance? Must be big. But we'll certainly take them, and we'll go from there. High school wise, our JV is going to be a little bit down as far as numbers. I think we have 20. Speak to me, Coach. 24. Varsity is going to be a big number. Actually, there's about 37, 38 of those. 4 of those will go down and play JV, and our freshmen are probably what they usually are, about 22. That's a pretty good number. I know when we first started and we got here, we had 28 on the varsity when we started, and we finished with 22. So the program's in excellent shape. You always hear rumors, oh, they did this, they did that, you know, and I'm just going to tell you right now, those are rumors. Why you hear rumors? I don't know. I like to start rumors about Jeff all the time.
Oh, some are true.
That's the drawback. They're true. We'll talk a little bit about highlights about athletics, and not just about the football, because everybody thinks, well, he always talks about the football program. I'm not even going to talk about the football program for the next 4 or 5 minutes. I'm going to talk about what all our sports have done in the last 8 years, what we have accomplished. And I say we, me,